Before I call the meeting order, I want to apologize for us being 9 minutes late. It was beyond our control, but we'll try to move this as expeditiously as possible.
These two, it's all my fault.
No. Actually, it wasn't this time.
It wasn't?
No, not at all. I'd like to call to order the July 8th, 2026 meeting of the Committee on Finance, Audit, and Budget. Meeting order. Georgette, will you please call the roll?
Absolutely. Director Nemejia, absent. Director Roberto Requello, absent. Director Rosa Ortiz.
Here, present.
Chairman Barclay.
Here.
Director Jakes.
Here.
Director Lily Diego Johnson.
Here.
Director Jakes, you do have a quorum.
We also have Director Edie, who's requested to be online. He could not be here due to an emergency, so we need a motion to allow him into the meeting.
So move.
It's been moved by Director Lily Diego Johnson, second.
Oh, I said so moved.
You did, but both of you said it.
Oh, second.
It's been seconded by Director Rosa Ortiz that we admit Director Michael Edie into the meeting remotely due to a family emergency. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Our next order of business is the approval of the committee minutes of June 10th, 2026. May I have a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that the meeting minutes from June 10th, 2026 be approved as submitted. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes? Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Edie?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Our next order of business is the finance report. Tom McCollum.
Great. I'm Chairman and Director.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Okay. Moment here to pull up the monthly finance report. Okay, I'm going to be sharing the financial report.
Can you hold on just one moment for me? I don't know if this has been rectified. It says the other interpreter has not been let in the room.
Yes, I have been in contact with her and she's in the waiting room. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yeah, can someone let the other interpreter?
I will do that.
Okay,
I will follow up while Tom is giving his report.
all right, thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Okay, I'm going to present the monthly financial reports for the month of May. One thing you'll note is that we did amend the budget in June. So I'm presenting results versus the prior budget because it is the month of May, and then next month I'll begin reporting results against the amended budget. So some of the variances that you're seeing here in the month of May are just the fact that we're doing it on the original budget just because the timing are. Okay, starting with system generated revenue here, pretty much coming in right at the budgeted levels, both for fair and past revenue and for our non-fair box system generated revenues here. This is good news because if you remember in the month of April, we did have a little bit of a softness relative to budget that seems to have recovered here in May. So coming in just slightly above the budgeted level here at 38.9 million. System generated revenue for the month of May. You can see here, year to date, we are running a little bit under budget here, both from fair passes and from non-fair box revenue. That we come back on the budget for the month means here that we'll probably carry some of this negative variance forward, but it's about 1% of the total revenue budget. So nothing to be concerned about. Certainly we'll see the with our expense variance. On the expenses side of things, what you'll see here, most categories coming in very close to the budgeted level or slightly under their budgeted level. Labor is less than a percentage off of the total budgeted level there. Materials, you'll see here kind of month to month, it's kind of going back and forth between favorability, unfavorability, showing some of the seasonality of the work that's underway with our vehicle parts. Fuel, we are slightly negative to budget, but 75% of our purchase is hedged. So we're within 10% of that budgeted level, which is pretty good considering the escalation that we've seen in fuel prices. Power more than accounts for some of that negative variance on fuel. We do continue to see favorable rates through ComEd. And then purchase security services is negative to budget. That reflects the additional security investments made. This will be accounted for when we do the budget amendment, so that we will not see that negative variance as we've added funds to budget moving forward. All in all, $1 million favorable to budget out of $175 million budget, so less than 0.5% off in terms of our expenses. Year to date, same trends carried forward. So you can see here favorability across most categories, adding up to just under $7 million favorability off almost $1 billion spent so far. On the public funding side of things, results continue to be robust. We're looking at mostly here first quarter results from the sales tax funds. You can see a high single-digit percentage growth in terms of sales tax revenues. Some of this is because of the sales tax on fuel, the higher price of gas leading to a higher percentage of the sales tax coming from that source. But the other sources are showing growth as well. So we are hopeful that this trend will continue into the second half of the year as well. Then on the commodity side of things, last month you authorized the RFP for the natural gas procurement. You can see here we have fixed our purchase through April of 2027. The RFP is on the street right now to fix the next 3-year step purchase so we can lock in that natural gas procurement. We have not locked in any additional fuel purchases for 2027, but we're going to watch that closely as we get closer to locking in the budget. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Tom. Tom, just very quickly, for Joe Q public that does not understand the lingua franca, if you will. Y'all like the idea that I've been next to you for a long time about the amended budget versus the original budget. Can you just explain that very quickly?
Yeah, so we're going to make additional investments this year, and in order to do that, we are going to utilize the additional public funding that we received through the Northern Illinois Transit Authority Act. So we've added a little bit more than $60 million to the budget. Half of that's going to be put into the purchase of security services budget. The rest of it will be put into additional services on the street. That's going to increase the amount of expenses versus what we had originally planned. So what you're going to see is a higher budget in the next, so June through December, so the next 7 months. And then that will be reflected in what I am showing on a monthly basis. So the most notable item here, which I noted when I went through it here, is the negative variance on the purchase of security services. We know that we're spending more than we had originally budgeted. We know that we were going to be authorized to spend additional funds on security services. So while we showed $12.5 million over budget, that is part of the funds that will be added to our budget, that were added to our budget with budget.
And then amended is that money must be used for operating expense, not capital, correct?
Correct. Those are the used for operating expenses.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
We'll take questions from other members of the board. Director Ortiz.
No other questions. Thank you.
Chairman Barclay.
No questions this morning. Thank you, Tom.
Director Diego Johnson.
No questions.
Director Eady.
No questions.
Director Jakes, there are no questions. You may now proceed to agenda item number 4.
Agenda item 4 is the review of an ordinance authorizing a co-promotional agreement with the City of Chicago Department of Fleet and Facility Management. Tom.
Great, thank you. Today I present for your consideration an ordinance authorizing a co-promotional trade agreement between CTA and the City of Chicago's Department of Fleet and Facilities Management, or 2FM. The agreement has a 1-year term and a total trade value of $1,334,000. CTA and 2FM have been co-promotional partners since 2006. A variety of city departments utilize the co-promotion to promote their messages to CTA customers. CTA will provide unsold car card space on bus and rail vehicles not to exceed $1,334,000, and 2FM will remain responsible for the cost to print their car cards. 2FM, in return, will provide CTA with printing, installation, and ad space on 300 static bus shelter panels, access to the city's digital advertising network, including digital bus shelter panels, city information panels, digital billboards, and link stations for up to 6 campaigns, 180 static advertising panels, and 200 digital advertising spots at Divvy stations, and up to $10,000 in additional printing services. The value of this trade agreement is threefold what it was several years ago, with additional benefits for CTA added in this agreement and last year's amended agreement, including printing services, expansion to digital advertising, and access to Divvy stations. That concludes my remarks. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I have no questions, Tom. Thank you.
Director Ortiz, any questions?
No other questions.
Chairman Barclay?
No questions.
Director Diego Johnson?
No questions.
Director Eady, any
No
questions?
questions. No questions.
Director Jakes, there are no questions.
May I now have leave the places on the omnibus for board approval?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
The motion passes. Director Jakes, you may now proceed to agenda item number 5.
Agenda item 5 is the review of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Chicago through its Department of Planning and Development for TIF funds for Division Austin bus turnaround improvements. Bill Mooney.
Good morning, Bill Mooney, your Chief Infrastructure Officer. Staff recommends approval of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Chicago for tax incremental financing funding for the renovation of the Division Austin bus turnaround. CTA operates bus turnaround at Division in Austin Street. The City of Chicago is contributing $1,066,675 from TIF funds to support the renovation of this facility. Work will be performed by CTA staff and subcontractors and will focus on customer-facing improvements, including canopy replacement, sidewalk and curb repairs, and upgrading the windbreak and gutters for the bus turnaround and improvements to the CTA staff bathroom. Work is expected to be completed by the end of 2027. Be happy to take any questions on this.
No questions, Bill. Thank you.
Director Ortiz?
No questions. Thanks.
Chairman Barclay?
No question.
Director Diego Johnson?
No questions.
Director Eady?
No questions.
Director Jakes, there are no questions.
May I now have leave the places on the omnibus for board approval?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
The motion passes. Director Jakes, you may now proceed to agenda item number 6.
Agenda item 6 is the review of an ordinance authorizing one permanent easement agreement with both Comcast and Astound, and one permanent easement agreement with Comcast for the Red Line Extension Project. Bill.
Staff recommends approval of an ordinance authorizing a permanent easement agreement with Comcast and Astound, a separate permanent easement with the Comcast for the Red Line Extension Project. As part of ROE, CTA will be relocating a series of public alleyways to facilitate the new CTA rail infrastructure. During this process, new alleys will be built on land CTA has acquired and ultimately will be dedicated City of Chicago alley. Existing alleyways will be vacated and turned over to CTA. Comcast and Astound have existing utilities in the existing alleyways near 111th Street, which are being relocated to the future alleyways in this area. During this transition period, before they become dedicated by the city, the easement is required for their infrastructure. Separately, near 130th Street and South Cottage Grove Ave, the CT is working with Comcast to relocate existing aerial utilities to new underground duct banks on CTA right-of-way that is an easement roadway for various entities in this area. These utilities will require a permanent easement to exist in the duct bank in the future. Happy to take any questions on this item.
Bill, how will this inconvenience residents, or will it?
It will have a very minimum impact. So what ultimately happens here is they build the new infrastructure first. So they put the duct bank in, they pull all the cable or whatever wire it is, it's ComEd, it's high power traction cable and transformers and things like that. And then they basically cut over between the old to the new, and it's momentarily kind of turn the light off here, we flip it over here in a connection. That's communicated to the community. All this work is communicated. We're actually, all the advanced utility, even though it's being done by utility companies, we're doing all the public outreach on it. We're doing public community activity notices, public meetings on it. We manage that just any other subcontractor will manage our bond. We're pretty proactive and engaged. We're blocks and active on these things. You'll likely see a couple more of these from time to time come up as we finalize designs. One I know that's coming from our water management is from moving a water main or sewer line and make another one related to Comcast that pops up. So kind of gets the final legs of these designs. Know exactly where they're going. It's most
Good, thank you.
Director Ortiz, any questions?
No questions. Thanks.
Chairman Barclay?
No question.
Director Diego Johnson.
No questions.
Director Eady, any questions?
No questions.
Director Jakes, there are no questions.
May I now have leave the places on the omnibus for board approval?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz,
Yes.
Chairman Barclay,
Yes.
Director Jakes,
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson,
Yes.
Director Eady.
Yes.
Motion passes. Director Jakes, you may now proceed to agenda item number 7.
Agenda item 7 is the review of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation for design engineering for improving the Blue Line Forest Park branch. Bill.
Staff recommends approval of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement between the CTA and the Illinois Department of Transportation in support of CTA's design contract to track reconstruction of the Forest Park branch of the Blue Line. CTA's Forest Park branch has not received major investments since it opened in 1958. Much of the branch is currently operating under speed restrictions to allow for the continued safe operation. CTA is currently soliciting a designer to design the remaining track replacement for this corridor with an estimated project budget of $28,200,000. In the spirit of partnership in an effort to advance reconstruction of the Forest Park branch, IDOT submitted a congestion relief program discretionary application on CTA's behalf to the Federal Highway Administration for the total project budget and received an award of $50,805,600. Separately from this grant award, IDOT is committed to fund an $18,605,600 in state funds to cover the remaining needs of the design work. The IGA will allow for the funds to be made available to CPA to support the advanced design work required for the reconstruction of the supporting corridor. Any questions?
No questions.
Director Ortiz, any questions?
No questions.
Chairman Barclay,
No question.
Director Diego Johnson,
No questions.
Director Eady.
Questions.
Okay, Director Jakes, there are no questions.
May I now have leave the places on the omnibus for board approval?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that this item be placed on the omnibus for board approval. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz,
Yes.
Chairman Barclay,
Yes.
Director Jakes.
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson.
Yes.
Director Eady.
Said yes, we just couldn't hear.
Oh, Lord. Okay, if we can just check Director Eady's sound. Thank you. Director Jakes' motion passes.
Agenda item 8 is the review of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with RTA for consolidating a commuter benefits program. Molly or Nicholas? And Molly, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Morning, Chairman, Directors Nicholas Crowe, Vice President of Fair Systems, reporting to Molly. I'm here to seek approval of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the Regional Transportation Authority to consolidate CTA and RTA's transit benefits, pre-tax commuter benefits program into a single unified platform. CTA has been working closely with RTA, PACE, and Metro over the last several months to identify opportunities to unlock regional customer benefits. And consolidating these pre-tax programs is a great way for improving and unlocking customer benefits for both our riders as well as employers. Currently, the CTA and RTA run parallel commuter programs with entirely different ordering platforms, customer feeds, and product offerings. This fragmentation creates an administrative hurdle for corporate partners, customer confusion, and overall just unnecessary regional duplication. Merging these programs into a centralized platform establishes a streamlined one-stop shop and completely eliminates the administrative burden for employers. This IGA provides no new cost obligations to CTA. The RTA and its successor agency, NEDA, will fund 100% of administrative costs and customer migration costs. The CTA's commitment in this agreement is strictly restricted to providing in-kind staff time and marketing space across the transit system. Safeguarding our riders' information is a core component of this agreement, so strict PCI and PII protocols are legally enforced, and RTA and NEDA will assume full liability for the entire data migration process and ongoing platform management. Following your approval today, a joint transition plan will be finalized within 30 days of execution, and we anticipate launching a comprehensive system-wide communications campaign within 45 days to guide our corporate clients and riders through this transition as smoothly as possible. Thank you for your consideration. We're happy to address any questions you may have.
No, I just want to say that I know that Director Ja and Director Ortiz have been talking about this for a long time, about merging these two. So I'm glad it's finally happening. So this is good. Thank you.
Director Ortiz?
Yes, thank you. I think efficiency is really important and making things smoother for everyone is incredibly important. So thank you for that work.
Chairman Barclay?
So what's the timeline to complete the integration?
So I think, first steps, as mentioned, will be the 30-day implementation plan design and then the 45-day, communications plan, but I don't see why this couldn't be done by end of the year.
Okay. Good, that's good. Thank you.
Director Diego Johnson?
No questions. I just remember speaking to Molly about this in relation to paratransit, and I can't remember the exact timeline, but I do know that paratransit will also be part of this particular ordinance, and so that makes it really great for the inclusion of all fares. Thank you.
For sure. I think Pace Fare for Transit Services will remain fully eligible under the RTA Run program. And in fact, there is a new benefit. Paratransit riders on the RTA program will now get free direct value loads to their Venture cards, which previously they had to pay a small fee.
Awesome. Thank you.
Director Eady?
No, I don't have any questions, but I do want to applaud the effort that has gone into this. Anytime benefits can be directed to a population of people is vitally important. So I'm very happy that this has transpired and just wanted to applaud the effort.
Director Jakes, there are no further questions or comments.
May I now have leave the places on the omnibus for board approval?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that this item be placed on the omnibus for board approval. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
Motion passes. Director Jakes, we may now proceed to agenda item number 9.
Agenda item 9 is the review of an ordinance amending the CTA's Innovation Studio Program overview and procedures. Molly.
Director Smaller Copy, the Chief Planning and Innovation Officer for CTA. Innovation Studio was initiated through board action in December of 2023 to establish a program focused on testing new tools and technologies through pilots to address some of our biggest challenges that we face as an agency. Building on this success of Innovation Studio, staff is recommending amending the Innovation Studio ordinance to expand the program to include the authority to pilot innovative partnerships that require additional human capital and staff support beyond just technology. The ordinance change ensures that Innovation Studio can leverage partnerships that allow for novel staffing and rider engagement models. Additionally, this amendment will expand allowable expenses to include staff and human capital. The change directly supports the ongoing work to launch the Safe Ride Specialist program. Innovation Studio was always contemplated to involve this type of testing, but we're seeking to further clarify the ordinance to ensure the full benefit of the Safe Ride Specialist program can be realized for the agency. Broadening the function of the Innovation Studio program will allow CTA to continue to deploy and test innovative programs and help the organization meet a variety of challenges faced by employees and riders beyond what is possible just through technology solutions. There is no financial impact or cost associated with this change. This is an administrative amendment to the Innovation Studio program, and staff looks forward to returning to the board in the future to seek board authorization of the Safe Ride Specialist pilot program. With that, I'm happy to take any questions.
No questions, Molly. Thank you.
Director Ortiz?
No questions. Thank you.
Chairman Barclay? Director Diego Johnson?
No questions.
Director Eady?
No questions.
Director Jakes, there are no questions.
I now have leave the places on the omnibus for board approval.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that this item be placed on the omnibus for board approval. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady? Director Eady did say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes. Director Jakes, you may now proceed to agenda item number 10.
Agenda item 10 is the review of an ordinance authorizing an agreement with City Year Inc. for volunteer service activities. Sam Smith.
And Director Jakes, I believe we also have staffer Tyler James from our government office with Sam Smith.
All right, how are you?
Here with you all.
Well, I'm excited to have you.
Good morning. This is Sam Smith, Vice President of Government and Community Relations, and I'm here, as you know, with Tyler James, Project Coordinator in Government Relations, who handles the City Year contract. We are here today to recommend the authorization of a 2-year agreement with City Year Inc. for volunteer service activities in exchange for CTA passes. City Year was founded in 1988 as a national service program to unite young adults for a demanding year of full-time community service. City Year has grown from 50 core members in Boston to more than 2,000 members serving 29 U.S. cities, as well as in South Africa and the United Kingdom. As part of this agreement, CTA will provide valuable experience for young adults and receive assistance for CTA projects, such as assisting CTA with field activities such as posting flyers, handing out brochures at bus stops and rail stations, and assisting with customer outreach on various new and ongoing projects, pilots, and special events. City Year will provide more than 8,000 hours of total volunteer time each program year. In exchange for that, City Year volunteer time, CTA agrees to provide unlimited writing passes for up to 190 City Year members each program year. The total value for all passes is currently estimated at $200,000 per year. However, the value of the members' volunteer work is expected to equal or exceed the value of the passes. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Tyler. Briefly.
Yes, the investment is not just one-sided. In about 6 weeks, as we prepare for our transit jamboree, City Year supports that event with 40 to 50 volunteers, from games to guidance. The renewal of this agreement really truly honors a 30-year legacy that we've established since 1998. CTA has partnered with City Year to provide these opportunities. And we recommend the board approve to keep this impactful and fantastic, really, and not just because I worked on it. Fantastic program moving forward and growing. Thank you.
And with that, we would be very happy to answer any questions you may have.
City Year wears the red jackets.
Yes, thank
Right?
you.
Right, okay, good. And that number has grown with CTA from, do you remember where it started to where it is now?
I don't have the exact number of how many students we started with in 1998.
Okay.
We have grown to about 200. And we're looking, but 200 has been where we've kind of been stagnated for the last 10 years. So with a partnership for so long, at some point we do have to grow. And I expect when we come back in 2028 for another renewal, we'll have more ability to expand access for more City Year students to participate. And especially with all the established pipelines we already have at CTA and our investment in engagement.
So do you cap it at because I heard 196 for the class, but 200 for the cap, is there a cap on how many volunteers you have?
Sorry, that was me misquoting. I said about 200,
Okay.
so that's the 190 that we actually supply.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes.
And this is only the request is only for this year?
It's
Or the
for
next couple of years?
Yeah. And it's every 2 years. That's how it's been so far.
Good, good. Okay, thank you.
We'll take questions from other members of the board. Director Ortiz.
I don't have a question. I just want to continue the support in this effort. I understand sort of the opportunities that come with this work and the benefits that City Year offers for all of its members. So I'm glad we're in partnership and appreciate all of your work on it.
Chairman Barclay,
No question.
Director Diego Johnson,
No questions.
Director Eady.
I would like to know, and maybe I might have missed it, but did you cite maybe another urban market similar to Chicago or close to it? And could you give me any reference in terms of what was your experience there?
I cited Boston. I don't know about similarities, but sir, I can circle back with you in terms of any sort of experience. So yes, if you wouldn't mind, I can circle back to the offline.
Not able, you weren't coming over very clear, so I didn't hear clearly what your response was.
No, I had cited that City Year began in Boston originally, but in terms of any sort of comparison or experience in any other city, I have to circle back with you.
Did you hear his response, Director Eady?
No,
He
I
said
really
he would have-
didn't.
He asked if he could circle back around to you with the specifics. He doesn't have all of the information, the answers to the question you just asked.
Okay.
Is that
thank you.
okay?
Yes, that is.
Thank you. Director Jakes, I don't think there are any other questions or comments.
Okay, now I have leave the places on the omnibus for board approval.
Again,
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that this item be placed on the omnibus for board approval. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
The motion passes. Director Jakes, we may now proceed to agenda item number 11.
Agenda item 10
10.
is the review of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Chicago through its Department of Police for the Voluntary Special Employment Program. Officer Joe Bird, Officer Kevin Ryan, and Jeff Bora. See Kevin, Jeff Bora.
Good morning.
Good morning. Officer Bird, good to see you.
Morning, Director. Morning.
Morning.
Chairman and Directors. I'm Joe Bird. I'm the Chief Security Officer of CTA. Today I'm seeking approval of an IGA between CTA and Chicago Police Department through the deployment of additional law enforcement officers as voluntary special employment. This program has been going on for more than 20 years between the two organizations. The renewed agreement largely continues the existing agreement. It updates staffing levels, budget authority, and operational provisions to reflect CTA's current deployment strategy. The renewed agreement with the CTA will provide 24-hour service, 7 days a week, approximately 180 police officers, including supervisors. The agreement provides that we can temporarily increase the staffing levels for special events, emergencies, and operational security. The revised staffing levels is in line with the safety enhancement that was approved by the RTA this board through the recent budget amendment. The agreement provides that CTA sets the overall objectives of the security agreement, but CPD retains authority over operations and deployments. CPD will provide us regular deployment schedules, operational summaries, crime enforcement stats, but CTA security leadership. We get to review these agreements as well, and these operational performance measures. The agreement further provides that CTA, that officers will monitor and patrol on foot the CTA locations. We will continue to provide vehicles dependent on CPD's request for supervisor functions and authorized law enforcement performances. Through this, CTA will reimburse the city for the services in an amount of $75 million annually, or approximately $125 million for a 3-year term. Reimbursements would be limited to based on the funds allocated via the CTA budget. This document establishes an up to limit but does not create a new obligation to continue funding their deployments based on current budget levels. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
A couple of years ago, and maybe somebody can help me, there was a request for a grant. And the grant was we were kind of a pass-through. Is this the same? Is this different than that grant? I see Tom nodding his head. So this is different?
Yeah, it's entirely separate. That's the Transit Security Grant Program.
Okay, all right. I have no questions other than that. Thank you.
Director Ortiz.
Yes, I understand this is in addition to their regular hours for police officers. And so I just wanted to encourage that we continue to make sure that our police officers, both for the city and as they help us, have enough rest time and that they are keeping up with their own well-being. Because I can understand it's a heavy load to work one shift and then to ask them to work more than that could be a lot. So I just want to continue to support their well-being, ensuring that they're doing well, they're fine to continue to work additional hours. So if we can think through how that is implemented, thought through, I would appreciate that. I don't need any answers right now. If you have them, great. If not, if you can just keep that in mind.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Ortiz. I would just point out that it is voluntary, so the officers are signing up for it, not assigned to it. And CPD does have rules and regulations as to how often officers may participate in this program.
Thank you.
Chairman Barclay.
How do you monitor and, understand that these officers are actually there to work rather than to just, sort of ride the trains and observe and walk around? Because, in the past, I think there have been concerns where, people have complained that things were going on and people weren't as attentive to.
I think two things with this agreement that improves that previous concerns. The first would be the officers being deployed on foot. So the officers will be present inside the stations, on the trains. There's not many vehicles that they'll be able to have available to them. Second of all, it increases the supervisors that will be part of the program as well. This will give up to 20 additional supervisors to monitor the performance of the officers.
Okay. Thank you.
Director Diego Johnson.
Just to clarify, this is already in the amended budget, correct? Yeah. Okay. I think those are all my questions.
Director Eady.
No questions.
Thank you. Director Jakes, there are no further questions.
May I now have leave the places on the omnibus for board approval?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that this item be placed on the omnibus for board approval. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz.
Yes.
Chairman Barclay. Director Jakes.
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson.
Yes.
Director Eady.
Yes.
The motion passes. Director Jakes, we may now proceed to agenda item number 12, which are our purchase and sales award recommendations.
Our next order of business today is the review of contract number A1, which are contract awards for transit operations. I have no questions.
Any questions from any other members of the board? Director Ortiz, Chairman Barclay, Director Diego Johnson, Director Eady.
No questions.
Director Jakes, we may now proceed to contract numbers B1 through B5.
B1 through B5 is a review of contract awards for infrastructure. No questions.
Director Ortiz, any questions?
No questions.
Chairman Barclay,
No questions.
Director Diego Johnson,
No questions.
Director Eady.
No questions.
Director Jakes, we may now proceed to contract D1.
B1 is the review of a contract award for planning. No questions.
Director Ortiz, any questions?
No questions.
Chairman Barclay, any questions?
None.
Director Diego Johnson?
No questions.
Director Eady, any questions?
No questions.
Director Jakes, we may now proceed to contract number I1.
I1 is a contract, review of a contract award for administration. No questions.
I think that's for law, but Director Ortiz, any questions?
No questions.
I'm sorry, that is for law.
It's for law.
Oh, so let me go back. The F1 is the contract for War of Administration.
It is I1. You're right, F1 is for administration. Director Ortiz, any questions?
No questions.
Chairman Barkley, any questions? Director Diego Johnson?
No questions.
Director Eady, any questions?
No questions.
Director Jakes, we may now proceed to contract I1.
I1 is review of a contract award for law. No questions?
Director Ortiz?
No questions.
Chairman Barclay?
None.
Director Diego Johnson?
No questions.
Director Eady?
Questions.
Director Jakes, there are no questions and there are no further contract or sales award recommendations.
Since there are no further questions on the contracts, may I have leave to place the 8 contracts on the omnibus?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that the 8 contracts be placed on the omnibus for board approval. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Since there's no further business to come before the committee, may I have a motion to approve the omnibus and recommend the omnibus for board approval?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that the omnibus be recommended for board approval. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay? Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
Director Jakes, the motion passes.
And finally, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that the Finance Audit and Budget Committee meeting for July 8th, 2026 be adjourned at 10:20 a.m. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Passes.
Good morning. I would like to call to order the meeting of the Chicago Transit Board for July 8, 2026. Georgette, please call the roll.
Director Rosa Ortiz,
Here.
Chairman Lester Bartlett,
Here.
Director Bernard Jakes,
Here.
Director Lily Diego Johnson.
Here.
Chairman Barclay, you do have a quorum.
It has been brought to my attention that Director Michael Eady will not be participating in the meeting in person due to a family emergency and is requested to participate in the meeting remotely. May I have a motion to permit Director Eady to participate in the meeting remotely due to illness?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Rosa Ortiz, that Director Michael E. be allowed to participate in the meeting remotely due to a family emergency. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Our next order of business is public comments. Georgette?
Chairman Barclay, we have 4 registered public comment speakers, and 1 written comment, which has been distributed to the board members from John Paul Jones. I would like to welcome our public comment speakers who have pre-registered for today. Thank you for attending and coming to our board meeting and participating in this process. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to speak. I will be calling time at the end of your 3 minutes, so don't get mad. And I would like to call our first speaker, Delilah Martinez. If you can just have a seat here. And your 3 minutes starts now.
Good morning. My name is Delilah Martinez. I'm the owner of Gallery, founder of Aces Club Initiative, which is a mentorship group to meet girls. I'm born in Chicago, CTA girl. I started writing CTA as early as 5th grade to get my brothers and myself to and from school. CTA has become much more than transportation to me. It has taught me independence, confidence, and responsibility. Most importantly, it's taught me basic awareness and confidence. Today, I see the same journey in a lot of our young. This is why this moment is so personal to me. I love the CTA, and I believe CTA is one of Chicago's greatest assets. I created a women's safety campaign after hearing the experiences of many women throughout the city and our young girls in our mentorship program. It led me to one question. How can we work together with CTA to make it feel safer, celebrating CTA, and all of it that it represents? I'd like to briefly share 3 pilot ideas that I believe will strengthen riders' safety while highlighting CTA as a national leader in community engagement. My first idea stems from the Mural Movement, my nonprofit, has spent years partnering with government agencies and nonprofits to bring awareness on important public issues, including human trafficking, voter registration, public health, and now women's safety. We've learned that people engage visually with compelling stories like artworks. Art captures attention, the messages create awareness, and resources create action. I love to expand my existing campaign with CTA through digital artworks and QR codes that connect riders to trusted resources, promoting awareness and community responsibility. My second idea is creating community-driven content around rider etiquette and positive bystander behavior. We've already begun doing the work with several community leaders, creators, influencers, because people influence people. Creating content showing simple CTA moments such as giving up your seat, checking in respectfully with others, and respecting others' personal space. This will help shape culture and public transportation. I love to partner with CTA to create content that models behaviors and encourages riders to look out for one another. My third idea stems from around the world. Different cities like Japan, Mexico, Brazil, and India have tested innovative approaches to women's safety, including women-only transit spaces such as pink carts, pink buses for women only, and various other pilot. Research has shown promising reductions of 50% on street harassment in some of these settings. I believe Chicago has an opportunity to study these successful models from around the world and explore how this could work for us. Why does this matter? Because nearly 3,000 crimes were reported on CTA stations and platforms in the recent 12-month period. At the heart of this campaign is partnership. I believe the Mural Movement is uniquely positioned to serve as a creative and community engagement partner with CTA. For years.
You have 10 seconds.
For years, we help organizations with public issues, and I would love to love to have the opportunity to work alongside CTA, not just to present ideas, but to carry them out. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. And I'd like to connect you with Catherine Hazinski of our communications department, and you can talk more about these ideas.
I think that was wonderful.
Our next public speaker is Eric M. Potters.
It's only 2 minutes.
It's 3.
3.5 minutes.
3.
It's 2.
Oh, if you want me to tell you, add 2.5 minutes. Okay, I can do that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Eric Potters. I'm a fourth generation Chicago. Born and raised, Rogers Park, moved out to the suburbs when I was a kid. Everybody has these. June 6th, I lost it on the Orange Line. I was working and I had to head to Soldier Field for the friendly game. And I basically freaked out. I was stuck on a platform. Everything in the phone, one that I'm recording, not this one, was basically left on train. I didn't know what to do. Called the general number. Got somebody scheduled. Lost and found was closed on weekends. 5 people actually helped me. And the gentleman at the Orange Line terminus, Midway Airport, amazing man, said, bro, you're gonna find your phone. But I'm gonna tell you, so many phones go through the system. It's a shame that Lost and Found is closed. So I would just like to give accolades to the woman in scheduling. I'd love to find out who you are. Controller number 57 in the control center. The gentleman at the Midway Festival that I talked about at the terminus. Jay Boyd at 35th and Archer. I saw the next day on June 7th. Basically walked up to the gate. He showed me this form. Unlocked my phone and he handed it to me. And the most important person was the cleaner. Every single employee with the CTA needs to be recognized for the work that they do every single day. I got a call from somebody on the admin staff in reference to my comments from last month. That was information reference to the task force. Looking at the agenda item 9, this Innovation Studio and Technology Solutions, and number 10 with City Year. I think I can bring a lot of ideas to not only help people from out of town. Imagine coming from Germany to watch the friendly game, you lose your phone. Lost and Found is closed, but you fly out on Sunday to go back to Munich, wherever you're flying into. How do you get your phone? Number one resource for the CTA, the RTA, pays with this group or consortium that you're going to form, is listening to what myself, listening to the task force, listening to
30 seconds remaining.
Listening to people at the stations. I lived in Japan for 2 years. I spoke in 2010, 16 years ago, to the Illinois Department of Transportation. Here we are, 16 years later. With that, I want to thank you. Again, I want to thank every single CTA employee that helped me on that day. I got my phone back and see what happens in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you for your comments, and I'm going to connect you with Mr. Ravon Graham just to make sure we have a commendation process where we can make sure those employees that helped you are recognized for that work.
Our next speaker is King Israel.
Didn't speak this time. I just came to follow up on a couple of months ago. Mr. Reverend Bernard Jacobs, is that your name?
Yeah, I think so.
No, Reverend Jacobs. Anyway, you were talking Friday night.
Right.
You know exactly what you meant. The young lady over there, Harvey Katz and April Morgan, I think you told me to submit it to. The date, so I was just trying to exactly did you want me to put in writing so I can get on top of that.
So whatever, typically we don't, during public comments, but whatever you talked about last month, want that I want that in writing so I can actually see it, because that way, not trying to remember it and things of that nature. I want to be able to lay eyes on it.
Thank Mr. Money for meeting with staff, so my voice is be heard. Still, I just need to see some actions. I don't know control of the guys behind Chicago. Trying to meet with acting president for 7 months, seems like that ain't gonna happen. But I just want to make sure it's 5 billion, 5.7, ain't gonna forget the 7 billion dollars coming through the south side of Chicago. Improves that community. That's all I'm concerned about. If I'm asking for too much, let me know, but I don't know that thing. I walked up 111th Street or 119th Street. It's being gentrified, to be honest. I'm just be honest with y'all. So I just want to make sure that Walsh, the subcontractor, hire some people from that community. But I'm gonna put it in writing, Mr. Jake, and like I say, I'm just concerned about my community. It ain't about me. I ain't trying to get no side contract and all that. I don't mind working together with you guys, but I just want to make sure my community gets something out of 5.7 billion. That's like 5,700 million. I just hope a couple of million stay in the community. Problems.
Appreciate you. Thanks, man.
More than welcome.
Right.
Thank you.
More than welcome.
Our last speaker is Phil Bronson. Your time starts now.
Good morning, CTA board members, CTA officials, and the entire audience. The sun shines bright today. I'm Phil Bronson, and VP with Target Electric, Inc., established 1991, MBE, DBE, Electrical Contracting Company. I've been an electrician since 1979, grew up on the far south side of Chicago in Ideal Gardens. I actually spoke here last month, and I had mentioned that my dad worked with the CTA in the late 40s. My father was a conductor on the streetcars and the first Black that collected money on the streetcars. I'm here because of my company, again, Target Electric. We did a project with one of your prime contractors, Aldridge Electric, up in Libertyville back in 2006. There was an accident on the job, and what Aldridge and CTA did, they colluded with the sessions to besmirch Target Electric and blame us for the accident. Last week, when I was here, Target Electric was seeking, based on the fraud and the corruption and cover-up by CTA and Aldridge, a period of 2006 to 2011, where we didn't find out that we were even blamed on something to 2021. And we found that out in the on the internet. Last month I was here, we were respectively seeking $150 million. Today, we seek $250 million. We believe that what happened to us should have never happened as it relates to what happened in the court system. There was a degree of secrecy going on in CTA. We were blamed for something, and they actually, again, besmirched our company. We're here because, again, we were part of the mentor protege program working with Aldridge. We worked with Aldridge Electric, Aldridge Group, 2004 to 2013. And all of a sudden, this was going on secrecy. CTA had an attorney representing them. I guess they were, I guess they called quid pro quo or whatever. They were colluding and caused our company financial hardship. Again, the $250 million we seek from owner CTA is regarding our name, our brand.
That's time, Mr. Brown.
Our reputation. Is that it?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, CTA board members. We look forward to hearing from you. Again, I'm Phil Bronson. I started an initiative called Phil Positive. Take a look at my website, philpositiveglobal.com. I'm looking to inspire people to change America. Thank you.
Chairman Barclay, that concludes our public comments for today.
Thank you to all of our public commenters who came to this morning. Our next item of business on the agenda is our acting president's report, which will be given by Nora Learson.
Thank you, Chairman and directors. Before I begin my regular update, I want to recognize that CTA lost a beloved member of our employee family just over a week ago, longtime switch worker Kevin Barlow. This tragedy has hit home for many of our employees who knew Mr. Barlow and worked alongside him. And I want to take this moment to honor his nearly 18 years of dedicated service to our agency and recognize how much he meant to so many people here and in his life. We are thinking and praying for his family, his loved ones, and all of his coworkers. For my report today, I want to begin by recognizing the extraordinary work of our staff over the past several weeks as they've managed through intense heat, storms, and other challenges to ensure that millions of Chicagoans can celebrate and glory in their summer. If you look at Pride Day, just recently on Sunday, June 28th, it's one of our highest ridership days of the year, nearly 800,000 riders in a single Sunday, which is about 100,000 more riders on a Sunday than we usually have. We take immense pride at CTA in our service delivery across that day, beginning nearly 4 a.m. in the morning with teams meeting to discuss the plans for today and lasting far into the evening, a stretch of a marathon of a day that was executed flawlessly by our operations team, our maintenance team, our infrastructure team. And I just want to commend every level of management across all of those departments that makes days like that happen. We were complimented across the city for our employees and for our service delivery, and that was no small feat on a day like that. The following weekend, the 4th of July weekend, we moved nearly 2 million people from Friday to Sunday to celebrate the 4th of July and make lifelong memories that would not happen without CTA as the backbone of that work. And this is not easy work by our teams. And I want to recognize that and thank them for the professionalism, their expertise, and the sophistication of the work that happens 24 hours a day in our system. As I've done in the past few months, I also want to update you on the recent trends in our crime data. And key to what I want to convey today is that our strong progress in this area has continued and deepened throughout the month of June. Crime on transit is down for the 6th straight month and down 9 out of the last 11 months. I'll walk through some statistics to highlight the scale of that impact. Major crime on CTA, according to CPD's most recent statistics in June, was down 45% from last June. And that means that major crime across the entire system year to date is down 30%. Violent crime on CTA saw an even steeper drop in June and marked a 58% drop from the same period in 2025. On the red line, compared to June of last year, all crime has been cut nearly in half, with a 47% drop. Major crime has dropped 69% on the red line, and violent crime was down again, a striking drop of 76%. As I've said, and many people say on this topic, one single crime is one too many. And the perception of safety on CTA is affected by every single incident we have. But given the importance of our system to the vitality and strength of our city, it's incredibly important to me that we still stop and note this progress, which is real and is continuing to sustain itself. I know I can see and feel the effects of this work as a daily rider. And the week before last, I went out at night on the red line to hear directly from our employees that work that night shift about their experiences, what they appreciate, and what they want to hear more about. Work of this importance continues 24 hours a day in a dedicated partnership with law enforcement, and with the addition of new resources coming on later this summer in our Safe Ride specialists, and we will continue to stay focused on it. The progress is coming directly out of our close partnership and collaboration with the Chicago Police Department, and I want to take a moment to congratulate Superintendent Snelling on his retirement and thank him for the partnership and collaboration that has directly resulted in reducing crime on the CTA. I look forward to our continued collaboration with the Chicago Police Department through our work with the incoming interim superintendent, Fred Waller, and first deputy superintendent, Antoinette Ursity. I also want to welcome Joe Bird to the CTA team as the chief of security. Joe is a veteran of the Chicago Police Department who has worked directly on issues of transit security throughout his career, and I'm excited about what he will accomplish here at CTA in collaboration with our security team. Moving from security, I want to highlight two key items that the board approved today that really show market progress in both our rail system and our bus system. Today's board vote to authorize an agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation that will allow us to secure more than $18 million to move the Forest Park branch rebuild forward is something I'm incredibly excited about what it means for the communities that it serves. This corridor is in dire need of attention, as Mr. Mooney referenced in his remarks. It is a place where we've lost riders because of slow zones and the slow ride that they've had on the blue line. I know as a green line rider, I hear people transferring off into the green line because of the slower blue line on the west side. This is a need, and this is a significant, important step in investing in that corridor. This funding lets us begin designing the next phase of track and drainage work between the Illinois Medical District and the Forest Park stations. And it's a direct investment in faster, more reliable service and builds on the momentum that began in 2023 when we rebuilt nearly 3 miles of track between LaSalle and IMD and gave the Racine station a complete transformation. Racine reopened last year as a fully accessible station, and it's become a great example of the kind of modernization we are committed to bringing to the entire branch. The agreement's also a testament to the partnerships and what they can accomplish. The Illinois Department of Transportation secured the funding on CTA's behalf and found a way to deliver even more value back to CTA through this agreement, and I want to thank them for that collaboration. I'm also excited about what opportunities like this mean under the new NEDA structure and the regional impact of this work. The $28.2 million design phase for this project kicks off later this year, and I'm excited that it's going to bring us closer to a Forest Park branch with faster trips, more reliable service, and full accessibility at every station. On the bus side, I want to recognize the notable increase in scale of our automated bus lane enforcement program that the board is approving today. We are moving from a program of 6 camera-equipped buses to 52. And when bus lanes and bus stops are blocked by illegal parking, our operators can't safely deploy ramps, and that's not a minor inconvenience. For many riders who use mobility devices, it can be the difference between a trip that's possible and one that's not. And this expansion is about giving every rider that same reliable, predictable access to our system. Even with the 6 cameras we have in place right now, we're already seeing an impact. Between October and May of this past year, these systems have captured nearly 22,000 warnings and violations, keeping lanes and stops clear where it matters most. Scaling to 52 buses means that impact grows significantly, with stronger enforcement on the number 20 Madison, the number 36 Broadway, the number 66 Chicago Avenue, and the number 8 Halsted. This is a program that's built in partnership with the Chicago Department of Transportation and the city's Smart Streets pilot, and with new funding through the NEDA Act. So it's a true testament to partnership and investment in better transit service across our region. The bus lane enforcement cameras are a major development in our commitment to our bus service, and I was excited to meet recently with the Chicago Department of Transportation Commissioner Cheeks and begin conversations dedicated to ensuring our agencies work closely together to move the city forward in the enhancement of bus street infrastructure to support bus travel. Having now reached 90% of pre-pandemic levels of ridership on our bus system, we know that it is thriving and ready for support and ready to grow even further. In closing, I want to highlight some events that have happened over the past few weeks and will be coming forward in the next coming weeks. We were excited to celebrate the 20th anniversary of our Pink Line with a festive party at the Damon Pink Line station. For the opening of the Obama Presidential Center, we unveiled the number 10 extension supported by this board and highlighted the use of transit to access this new exciting destination for our city. The Red Line Jazz program continues with our second show that occurred last week at 35th and Sox, even in the heat, to please riders and people passing by. As we close out Pride Month, we kick off Disability Pride Month. We will be participating in the Disability Pride Parade and are excited about promoting activities in that important issue as well. We will also be participating in the Bud Billiken Parade early in August, as that's one of the most exciting parades for CTA to participate in throughout the year. For the Red Line Extension, we'll be launching an RLE-focused podcast later this week that features key members of our RLE team, Tanisha Marshall and Patrice Phillips-Brown, as well as Andrea Reed, the Executive Director of the Greater Roseland Chamber of Commerce. And I want to note that just yesterday, the RLE Community Office hosted its first ever Workforce Connections program, inviting people from the community every first Tuesday of the month to come learn about jobs in the construction trades. And now, in a moment, I'm going to be turning it over to Kim Robinson, our Vice President of Training and Workforce Development, to talk about the program we've highlighted today, our Chicago Youth Works program, our internship program in the summer here. This is the heart and soul of our summer work here at CTA. We have a record number of students and young people involved this year. We have 2 interns in my office, Charles and Love, who we're enjoying working with and taking along to everything we do in the president's office. So I want to invite Kim up and everyone that's supporting your presentation to get an overview of the work that's done. And I want to thank her and her team as she comes up for the year-round preparation that goes in to this program, which my unbiased opinion is the best of the best in the city in this program. So thank you, Kim.
Good morning, and thank you, Council President Learson, Chairman Barclay, Board of Directors, Council President Learson, CTA leadership, and other attendees. As mentioned, my name is Kim Robinson, and I proudly serve as the Vice President of Training and Workforce Development. I am thrilled to present for the July CTA board meeting and provide an overview of CTA Chicago Youth Work internship for the summer of 2026. As many of you are aware, this dynamic program is a huge initiative for the CTA and Mayor Brandon Johnson. In early spring of this year, Mayor Johnson rebranded our Treasured One Summer Chicago to Chicago Youth Works, as we eloquently call it to CYW. I am joined today by 2 participants in the program. Both will address the board to describe their experience with the CYW program. Next slide. The CTA is celebrating our 13th year of being a corporate sponsor with the Mayor's Office for our summer high school internship. Chicago Youth Work is a gateway to youth employment opportunities across the city. This program connects young people each year with enriching work opportunities, help them gain valuable paid work experience, develop new tools for success, and make a difference in their communities. We had over 1,000 applicants for our highly competitive program. After finalizing the list of recommended candidates, we still had 600 on our waiting list waiting to join this very impactful program. Our goal for 2026, from the initiative from our acting president and the president's office, was to continue to increase the number of interns and externs in this program. We are proud to announce that we have the highest number of participants since the inception of the program, with a total of 310. These interns represent 120 schools and over 65 zip codes in the Chicagoland area. Next slide. After months of preparation, we kicked off our program. As you can see, our acting president was eager to meet and interact with our interns. Acting President Learson cleared her extremely busy schedule to personally meet and welcome 300 interns over a 2-day orientation. She encouraged the interns to ask questions, build connections, and to make the most of the experience ahead. I can only imagine how memorable this day was for our intern to not only start or to return as an intern, but to be greeted and have one-on-one engagement with Acting President Learson, who leads the second largest transit agency in the U.S. Acting President Learson's history of public service and starting her career as a college intern has been an amazing inspiration to our interns. Thank you for your continued support. Next slide. The Chicago Youth Program offers many program benefits, including 7 weeks of a paid internship, utilizing both in-person and hybrid work environments, access to employee benefits, including free transportation on the CTA, PACE, and Metro, CTA-issued iPads, the internet, and teleworking benefits. I will note that the mayor's objective is for this program to be 6 weeks. We offer a 7-week program. Next slide. Excuse me, go back. Sorry. The CTA is proud to offer paid internships for our high-performing high school students. Our interns participate in a hybrid internship experience that includes an innovative approach to CTA's hallmark program, focusing on hands-on, real-world experience at the nation's second largest public transit system. Our mission is to provide professional development, illuminate career and educational pathways for students as they grow into young professionals. The things that we seek to accomplish with our program is to increase the confidence of our young professionals, expose interns and externs to the transit industry and a variety of career opportunities, expand career readiness skills and ability to navigate through a professional world, and last but not least, grow a network of peers and mentors. The best way to describe our internship program is utilizing our rail system route as a guide. We will start with our Green Line, which is our route to workforce. For our Green Line, interns are provided information related to employee benefits that expand beyond their pay, including retirement benefits, deferred savings accounts, and building for future goals. Next slide. Our Purple Line. This is our route to wellness. Interns engage in activities including mental health, physical wellness, managing stress, and prioritization. This year, we started a new leadership cohort that included 22 graduated seniors that focuses on decision-making, social and emotional learning, and elevating their voices, all skills that are required as they start college in the fall. Next slide. For our Brown Line, it's our route to financial freedom. Through various seminars, our interns are exposed to the element of financial literacy, including crediting, budgeting, and loans. This is the first job for most of our interns, and we want them to understand how practical discipline can build wealth and help manage debt. Next slide. Our Pink Line, route to professional development. Interns gain professional development skills and learn from instructor-led modules on emotional intelligence, leadership, professionalism, professional branding, networking, and interviews. We continue to partner with Hire 360 to also expose our interns to other career paths that includes construction, hospitality, manufacturing, because we are continuing to highlight trades and certification outside of general higher education. Next slide. For our Red Line. Our interns are focusing on giving back to the community with various service projects, inclusive of beautification projects and volunteering at the Greater Food Depository. The interns will elevate their voices about food insecurity on tomorrow and Friday as they are scheduled to report to the Greater Food Depository. Next slide. Next slide. Our blue line is our route to higher education. Interns attend weekly classes over the summer as we have partnered with Harold Washington College. These courses, we have changed our courses that we usually provide based on the feedback from our interns. So we are now offering criminal justice with an emphasis on juvenile justice, human genetics, and personal finance. The interns are paid to participate in our internship while receiving college credits. This route also includes various college tours, and we are scheduled for our next tour on tomorrow. Next slide. Next slide. The yellow line. This is our route to career pathways. Our interns interact directly with leaders to learn more about career paths. Next slide. Next slide. These virtual meetings are called career rides. We identified 4 units based on last year's intern survey. We have completed 2 of our career rides, one with infrastructure construction, allowing our interns to explore various pathways. 2 days ago, we welcomed Director Jakes and Chairman Mark Clay. Both participated in a video shoot, and Chairman Mark Clay joined us virtually for an hour describing his role, the role of the CTA board, and his career journey from intern to CTA board chair, while answering very thoughtful questions from our interns. Many remained unanswered due to the time. It was a variety of questions. So the hour just wasn't enough time. And the questions are amazing, as you can see on the screen. Chairman Mark Clay left us with these encouraging words: interns are destined for greatness. And I will state also during one of his responses that CTA has good bones. We are using every opportunity to steer our interns to achieve future goals with professional development, mentorship, career exploration, and networking. Next slide. And none of this could happen without our CYW partners. Next slide. We are excited to announce 2 new partners. We partnered this year with the Digital Scholars from the University of Chicago. It's a program for engineering, computer science, coding, app design, and programming. And we are thrilled to announce that this cohort will pitch their project design to Apple on July the 30th. Next slide. We also have partnered with the City Colleges of Chicago School of Engineering. It is a bridge program focusing on math, chemistry, and college coursework that will lead to a 4-year university. Next slide. Our 3rd year partnership with Southside Occupation Academy are our CYW externs with diverse needs. If you remember, last year, our externs had a pop-up sale with various items that were handmade in CTA's lobby. It was a grand success, and we can't wait to see them again next Tuesday on July the 14th. Next slide. Next slide. And here is a list of our remaining external partners, including one internal partner that is listed, CTA's wellness team. Next slide. None of this could be possible without the team that leads. So I would like to introduce you to our internship and educational programs team. Next slide. I am excited to lead a team of amazing training and transit professionals who are passionate about youth recruitment, engagement, mentorship, and career pathing. Please meet our TWD unit of internship and educational awareness. This outstanding program includes a director, a manager, one manager, two coordinators, one for high school and college, one training specialist, a staffing specialist, and a business coordinator. I am proud of the work performed to continue to imagine what this program would be with a very small group of staff. I would be remiss if I did not highlight 8 women running our internship program, diverse backgrounds and different levels of experience here from the CTA, from 1 year to 25 years, including different generations, which have allowed us to further reimagine how we see and outline this program. Next slide. But none of this can be done without our college interns, as we call our cohort conductors. As you can see, they have been assigned to our various lines as described. Next slide. We have additional cohort conductors that are assigned to our special projects, our new partners, digital scholars, and our dual enrollment programs. Next slide. We have 4 amazing interns that are assigned specifically to training and workforce development. We have 2 project manager interns and 2 digital media interns, and I will highlight that one of our digital media interns is who produced and direct the video with Director Jakes and Chairman Barclay. Next slide. And last but certainly not least, none of this can be done without the support of our internal partners, helping with onboarding, payroll, programming. You can see the list of departments along with our mentors. We have 13 departments, inclusive of the president's office, that are mentoring 60 interns. That means that they still have to do their day-to-day activities, including the president's office, but also take time to mentor our interns and give them special projects. Next slide. Next slide. Now, I am thrilled to have with us from our CTA CYW externship and from Southside Occupational Academy, we have Micah Mesa provide us with remarks about his experience this summer.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Michael Massey. I'm a student from Southside Occupational Academy. I just want to say thank you for partnering with our students in the school. All these types of internships is a wonderful. As you may know, I was like 4 years old when I first got into the CTA when I was taking training to White Sox with my father. We would just go see a baseball. It was incredible. My school, we just did our computer science and portfolio to be evaluated on all the things that our students and myself included were doing. And we just want to say thank you for partnering with our school and entire staff. It's been a blessing, honor to be a part of this amazing program. When we did this, we said to ourselves, like, who do you think we should be and what kind of an intern can CTA put on? We said, okay, we can do this. And I just want to thank you for making this program possible, because my classmates and I have spent the summer working together. We've been doing quite a hard work, like learning skills, learning assignments, interface. Writing the CTA and learning about it connects our city and our country as well. One of the things that I want to highlight for you guys today is this. What does it mean to be a CTA intern and how it develops our community? What does it mean? I also have one question. Is there any opportunities of like how much of a job at the CTA could, or how do you offer jobs at the CTA? How's the purpose?
Mr. Massey, we will absolutely get answers to both of those questions, which are great questions from our board members back to you about employment opportunities and also how the different pathways to be a part of the CTA team for life. Okay, thank you.
I think the other question was about how does an internship also help connect with the communities that we are all a part of?
Both questions.
Yeah.
All three.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Micah.
Thank
Next
you.
slide.
Thank you.
We also have Naima Turner. She is from our Red Line 95th Street Special Projects Unit.
Chairman Barclay, Acting President Wilson, CTA board members, guests. My name is Naima Turner, and I'm a fourth year intern working in the Red Line 95th Line Special Projects cohort within the Internship and Educational Programming Division, better known as IEP, of the Training and Workforce Development. Our summer mentors and leaders are Earl Miskovic and Stefano Diaz. When I first joined the CTA High School internship program, it was the summer right after I first graduated eighth grade. And for the most part, I didn't expect to gain work experience, but what I didn't expect was how much the program would shape the way I not only see myself, but my future and the professional world. Over the past 4 summers, I had the opportunity to participate in college visits, professional development workshops, financial literacy, business development, college courses, service projects, career expectation activities, and presentations that challenged me to step outside of my comfort zone. Every summer has introduced me to new experiences, new people, new lessons that I continue to carry with me. One thing I appreciate the most about this program is that it doesn't just prepare interns for a job, but it also prepares us for adulthood. I've learned how to communicate professionally, collaborate with people from different backgrounds, manage my time, and represent myself with confidence in professional settings. This summer has especially been meaningful to me because while participating in CTA, I am also completing a dental assisting internship at an orthodontic office. So being able to balance both opportunities has strengthened not only my time management, but my responsibility, and most importantly, my work ethic, while allowing me to grow into completely different professional environments. The CTA internship has had a lasting impact on me and my life because it helped me realize that every opportunity teaches me something valuable, even if it isn't directly connected to life. My long-term goal is to become an orthodontist, own my own orthodontic practice, become a published book author, and also be able to speak professionally and to inspire young people as once people inspire me. Although the careers at CTA and dentistry are very different fields, the professionalism, the leadership, the communication, and confidence I've developed through CTA will stay with me throughout my career. One lesson this program reinforced is that success is built through consistency. Every summer I return, I feel a little bit more confident, I feel a little bit more assertive, I ask better questions, and I also became more comfortable with speaking with other professionals and field that CTA has to offer. This has helped me to gain strong confidence in not only my communication, but also I learned how important it is for relationships, teamwork, and accountability are in the workplace. What I've learned the most throughout this internship and throughout high school is that success is not about perfection, because when you're too focused on being perfect, you'll never get done. But it's about showing up consistently, staying disciplined while giving yourself grace, and also continuing to move forward even when things aren't ideal. Looking back, I don't think I ever succeeded because everything was in place for me, but I believe I succeeded because I never let anything take me out of place. What I enjoyed the most about meeting people, what I enjoyed the most about this internship, meeting people from across the organization from different types of backgrounds, whether they work at the terminal or inside of the tech department or operate the trains, everyone has shown me that they genuinely care about helping young professionals succeed. Their encouragement has reminded me that internship can change someone's future. It doesn't change my future. I would like to sincerely thank the CTA board for continuing to invest in this program year after year. There's support, there's opportunities that extend far beyond just one student. For our helping students gain confidence, professional experience, and clear vision for their future. Thank you for believing in young people and recognizing the value we bring and opportunities to learn, contribute, and to grow. Too often, decisions about what teens and young professionals need are being made without us being a part of the conversation. But by allowing interns like me to share our experiences through programs like this, you're showing me that our voices matter and that the perspectives on young people are worth listening to. I would like to also thank the Training and Workforce Development Department, and especially Rose, Riaz, Melanie Ware, Dwayne Hayes, Catherine Anderson, and everyone who works behind the scenes to make this program possible. Your guidance, encouragement, and dedication have made a lasting impact on my journey of this year. Finally, thank you for trusting me to represent this year's intern forward. It is truly an honor, and I hope to continue carrying the lessons I learned here into college, my future career, and every opportunity that follows me in this journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Naima, and thank you, Michael. Presentation by Pauline, Acting President Learson, during her social media posts about our program. Investing in Chicago young people means investing in the future of our city and our workforce. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kim and Micah and Naima, and that concludes the president's report today.
Thank you, Acting President Learson, for your report. I'm pleased to learn about how we conducted ourselves during the celebration of Pride and Disability Pride that's coming up, as well as the anniversary of the 20th anniversary of the Pink Line as well. And it's also commendable, 4th of July, as you indicated, we carried almost 2 million riders during that time period. And certainly the Obama Presidential Center, the grand opening, and the role that CTA has played in that by assisting public. You highlighted the progress that we're making with respect to security. The crime is down overall 30%. Very pleased to hear that. But as you know, one crime in CTA is one crime too many. Our goal is to be the safest mass transit system in America, and nothing less than that will do. Our customers, as well as our employees, deserve to feel safe, and they should never feel unsafe. It is certainly a tragic loss for Mr. Barlow and his family, and not only for them, but for the CTA family and the city of Chicago. You come to work thinking that you will go home to see your family, and our prayers go out to his family at this time and his coworkers as well. I really want to speak to the Chicago Works program, which we just heard that presentation, which was absolutely amazing. You know, when I see young people who are in that training mode, that development stage, it warms my heart because all of us as board members were in that position at one time. And all it took was for an adult or a group of adults to provide a little direction and just, you know, say that they care. So it's good to see that the investment that your staff has made, Ms. Robinson, a wonderful job, and your staff commendable, that you're doing a good work and working with these young people and molding and shaping them for the future. When I heard them speak, I saw future leaders of America. So I'm so pleased, Micah and Naima, thank you for your warm presentations this morning. And that goes to all of the students that participated in the program. Now, it's starting to become a coveted position at this point where just to, you know, when you're turning down people and you can't, you know, meet the full wait list there, then that tells you that we have something of value that is good. So thank you for the job that you do with these young people in terms of shaping and molding them. Nora, thank you for your leadership with respect to that, as well as all these board members that support the program. I'm going to leave room for my colleagues to share comments as well.
Comments from other members of the board?
Yes, thank you for sharing your talents, your knowledge, your expertise, your hope, your dreams with all of us at CTA. We are happy to be part of your journey, honored and humbled to be there with you along your journey. Thank you for giving yourselves the opportunity to believe in yourselves, to believe in each other, to believe in us as well, because we definitely believe in you and know there are great things ahead with you in the lead. So thank you to everyone for helping support all these efforts. I also want to take a minute to acknowledge and send our best to the family of our lost employee, Mr. Barlow, and just continue to be there for him, for his family, and everyone else in terms of team members who are obviously still very heavily impacted, all of us, whether we knew him, worked with him every day or not. So to the extent that we can continue to be there for him and the rest of the team members, that would be incredibly helpful. I also want to recognize that we continue to have a lot of loss of human life due to mental illness. And so I want to just really continue to encourage all of our support to ensure in whatever way we can to support, whether it's individuals within our staff or others or partnerships, right? We always talk about partnerships in terms of how can we be a little bit more assertive or more intentional about the impacts that we have on the loss of life, on our systems. It impacts everyone. And obviously, one life is too many to lose. So to the extent that we can continue to advocate for mental health and support for our residents, our staff members, and everyone else, I continue to support those efforts. And otherwise, thank you again. Great job.
Director James?
Echo the sentiments of Director Ortiz. Job well done.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yeah, also echoing the sentiments of Director Ortiz, who really said things that I also really feel, and I think that I want to specifically speak to, you know, if there are people in youth works that have disabilities that are apparent or non-apparent, I just want you all to continue pushing and advocating for yourselves. And, you know, if you hold any kind of if you're part of any group that has been discounted along the way, please know that there are options, and even if it feels tough, things can change and things can get better. And we here at CTA are here to support in the ways that we can. Thank you.
Director Eady?
Yes, well, I definitely want to join with the others in applauding this wonderful presentation that we just were able to enjoy. It really speaks to the fact that, you know, a lot of times things are elevated about teen takeovers. There's been a lot of focus on that. But what this program focuses on is teen excellence. And just to see the young people, or to know the young people, the numbers of hundreds of them that are participating in this Chicago Youth Works, and then the wonderful presentations that we witnessed here from these two fine young people. It just warms my heart to know that these are the kinds of things that really need to be elevated and celebrated. And this is proof positive that there is far more things that are moving in a positive direction than not. And so I just want to celebrate the director, certainly the acting president, and these two fine representatives from Chicago Youth Works. Thank you for demonstrating youth excellence. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next order of business is the approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of June 10th, 2026. May I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that the board approve the minutes from June 10th, 2026. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you. Our next order of business is the construction report from Bill Mooney, our Chief Infrastructure Officer, and Juan Pablo Prieto, our Director of Diversity Programs.
We should be playing the Jefferson theme song. We're moving on up. Because we moved you all the way up the agenda.
Focus project is at the very end, so it's not gonna get into that part of the desk.
So this month, we're gonna talk a little bit about, something Mr. McDonald mentioned kind of in his remarks, as well as acting presenters last month discussed, investment that NETA funds are creating for the CTA. And the first projects kind of out of the gate are related to some slow zone mitigation work that we've been doing. Around that, Allison's weird. So we're kind of coining this as up to speed. It's kind of the moniker around this activated program, about $10 million budget investment of tactical slow zone. The first one we worked on was State Street subway work, which occurred over a series of weekends. The last bit of that work actually occurred last night. Kind of cleaning up the punch list per se. Slow zones, about 3,000 feet of them will be coming off this Friday. From our experience, this work was focused on the northern portal of Dallas and section of track. Storm area before you actually get to the subway. Armitage, between 5 minutes and stuff starts down. It's an exceptionally challenging space to get into, based on kind of walls of subway kind of growing up. I've got elevated ground line tracks above you, it's kind of very residential streets on either side, and so it's been a very challenging spot to maintain for years. Following up on this, we will have some work that actually the first of which is going on this weekend on a Jackson Park branch, where we will be actually doing about entire southbound track from 61st Street all the way around the curve out to Cottage Grove. So we got about 2,000 feet of track, and some of that track is some of the oldest track we have on our system. It's close to 80 years old in some spots, and so it's a significant area for us to be able to improve upon. Then there's a project up on the north side, between Nagle Interlocking and River Road Interlocking. We'll be doing some special track work out there. That's the unique kind of track that allows us to be able to switch the train from one side to the other. So these are emergency crossovers out there, and then we'll be doing some work up near the airport and big sweeping curves you go through as you get towards the subway there that we call the old Manheim curve. So place a bunch of rail up there. All said and done, this is about 25,000 feet of track that we'll be working on and being asked to do this work throughout the remainder of this year to clear us out. The last two projects deal with the grade crossing renewal on the yellow line and some work up at what's called Church Curve, just south of Central Station before Chicago on the Brown Line. That big curve that goes around a church. When they built the original Brown Line, they actually put down the church and take the property so they had to build the train tracks around it. A deep curve that has some real challenges around it as well. So, so again, the first piece of work here, you can see the before picture here. This is right in the tunnel area of the subway portal. And again, you can see the elevated brown line tracks above there, so there's very low clearance. You can bring in stuff via crane, so everything kind of had to be trucked all the way back up to Armitage and lowered down over the active tracks to the street at Armitage there. Then you can see the after there, so you can see kind of the big impact that we're made. This was done over 3 weekend reroutes, where we actually ran red line trains over on top of the brown line tracks. And in here, so here you can see the work going on. So we did this with in-house crews. So here they are working on a rail-borne piece of equipment called a tie insert. It's a mechanical. Let's do it this way because it. So here you can see the yellow machine is called tie insert. So what it does is it'll actually grab the rails and pick them up slightly, and it'll grab that tie, a wood piece that we bolt the rails down to, pull it out, and then we'll actually shove it in your tie. So this is something we'll go through, they operate through. Over each weekend, our goal was about, we were hoping for 300 ties a weekend, and we actually got 600 each weekend. So they had again, so the first 2 weekends, knocking out 1,200 feet. And that third weekend was an operation called camping. They go through another set of machinery and off the stone, back it kind of underneath it, and then bring the track from there. So here you can see the kind of work in between there, where you have, and that becomes a very labor intensive driven thing where we actually have to attach the rail to the ties themselves. So this now becomes a much more manual operation. Out there, they're driving in spikes for plates and clips on the rail. So these are things that actually hold the plate to a rail that ultimately secure the ties. So you can see them working out here. They run throughout the nights and weekends. They had president at a site visit out there. She even helped driving a couple spikes that died on the railroad. All hands on deck to make sure we did our AM rush hour Monday morning. Here you can see some of that other equipment that we use out there to cut the tracks. So here you actually have the damper on the photo on the left side of the screen, which is going through again, actually presses the stone and sets the alignment of the track. And then the on the right is called ballast regulator. That's actually a broom. It's got a big, almost like you go through a car wash broom type thing that actually pushes the stone, clears the way from the track. It helps the broom kind of the ballast around that, shovels it out around it. So. We also took a huge advantage of the shutdown as we did when we had the closure of the loop to make an impact in the stations, right? So it's not very often that we can get into the subway in the level of access that we had with these reroutes. And so we every crew we had available, sending them down here. So here you can see some masons doing work in replacing damaged tile at Chicago Avenue, as well as this is the granite flooring on the platform itself. This is work that's really hard to do around passenger traffic, right? Because where he's working there on the left is right where you typically. And he has to sit in a quarter and set over a period of time. So really don't be counted on these. Also we took advantage, so here you can see full revamping of Jackson Station. So again, this is very time consuming when we're trying to do it on traffic, working around passengers and trains, being in there, being able to do all these lights. And the kind of small picture there is the rain we're at the stairwell. So to get rainwater coming down, we have sewer grates that collect that water. These get clogged with like debris that happens kind of just carbon that gets built up in that water. And so getting people get it here, suck out those grates, clear those. But you gotta take the stairwell fast. It impacts on these stations where it's so that's really preventive maintenance work. And then one of those other big things is unfortunately our subways do see an artist chemistry that may not welcome. And so we have to get down there and clear some of this. It's a challenge. You can see on the right side here, working right directly next to the rail. In this case, it's been isolated out as we work down there, but trying to get through this under traffic train is very very challenging. We got a bunch of other crews down there power washing subway portal walls in station areas. So that area is not necessarily the stations get power washed routinely, but getting on the tracks and power washing those walls, changing the lighting out there that the customer often is staring at that waiting for a train, right? That's part of that experience. So trying to get through those every couple of years, shutdowns like this really contagious situation for us. And that kind of is what I have on the stage reclosures. We have work coming up. You'll start to see this showing up over the next 6 months as we complete this program. And we'll talk about those projects as they're occurring, work that's ongoing, us folks that work day in, day out for us and helping system beyond the big programs.
Thanks, Bill. We want to provide the board a final report out for RPM as that project is closing out. Throughout the entire project, so this includes the design, build, and all supporting contracts. Over 224 unique DBEs were awarded over $427 million. 99 of those DBEs were new to CTA, so we're really proud about the outreach that we did to make sure that all DBEs that were interested in working on that project, knew how to get in touch with prime contractors. There were various prime contractors that we dealt with, from the beginning advanced work to the construction management team, to the actual design builder. Currently, as a whole, the project is attaining 24.42% EV participation. As we close out all those contracts, we're anticipating coming in around 23.5%. Moving on to RLE, again, as a program as a whole, we currently have 160 unique DBE firms that have been awarded over $295 million. As starting on the design build, we'll start seeing workforce numbers in these slides to give you an idea of how the contractor is attaining against those workforce goals. On the design specifically, we have 24 unique DBEs that have been paid so far, $8.1 million. 7 of those firms are new to CTA, so we continue to work with the design builder as opportunities progress, as the design is progressing, to make sure those packages are being advertised on the construction side now that the design is progressing. And the event that we wanted to highlight for you this month is an award that we received for RPM from the Federation of Women Contractors, or FWC, at their Women Rock Awards. This happened on June 10th at Navy Pier. RPM was awarded the Infrastructure Impact Award. And that was because of how many DBEs we had on the project, and the outreach, the extensive outreach that we did in support of programming that we provided for those DBEs. So we were happy to receive that award on June 10th.
Congratulations.
Concludes our report. We're happy to answer questions.
How does it feel being moved up the agenda?
Now we have to pick the mouse.
All right. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Any comment?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Our next item on the agenda is executive session. I understand that they do not have an executive session.
That is correct. No executive session today.
Thank you. May I have a motion to amend the agenda to defer the executive session and the consideration of the minutes from the closed session of June 10th, 2026 to the next month?
So move.
Second. It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, to amend the agenda to defer the executive session and the consideration of the minutes from the closed session of June 10th, 2026 to next month. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
The motion passes.
We will now address board agenda item 7, board matters. Georgette, do we have any board matters today?
Mr. Chairman, there are no board matters for today.
Our next order of business is a report from the Committee on Finance, Audit, and Budget. Director Jakes. The committee met earlier this morning and approved the June 10th, 2026 committee minutes and report. Committee reviewed the following 8 ordinances. 1, review of an ordinance authorizing a co-promotional agreement with the City of Chicago Department of Fleet and Facilities Management. 2, review of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Chicago through its Department of Planning and Development for tax increment financing funds for Division Austin bus turnaround improvements. B, review of an ordinance authorizing 1 permanent easement agreement with both Comcast and Astound, and 1 permanent easement agreement with Comcast for the Red Line Extension Project. 4, review of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation for design engineering for improving the Blue Line Forest Park Branch 5. Review of an ordinance authorizing intergovernmental agreement with RTA for consolidating a commuter benefits program. 6, review of an ordinance amending the CTA's Innovation Studio Program overview and procedures. 7, review of an ordinance authorizing an agreement with City Year Inc. for volunteer service activities. 8, review of an ordinance authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Chicago through its Department of Police for the Voluntary Special Employment Program. Committee also reviewed 8 contracts. The committee placed the 9 ordinances and 8 contracts on the omnibus. The committee approved and recommended for board approval 9 ordinances and 8 contracts. This concludes the report of the Committee on Finance, Audit, and Budget.
Thank you, Director Jakes. I will now entertain a motion to approve the omnibus.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that the omnibus be approved by the board. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz?
Yes.
Chairman Barclay?
Yes.
Director Jakes?
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson?
Yes.
Director Eady?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Our final order of business this morning is new business. Georgette, is there any new business?
Mr. Chairman, there's no new business, but I think we should say congratulations to Naima Turner for also graduating from Proviso East High School and attending Alabama State University in the fall, where she'll be majoring in business.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a fine lawyer.
Congratulations.
He's gonna be looking for your orthodontic service. Right, and you go on ahead and.
Hey, if I may, I'll take it up a notch if you support me on this one. I see the next president of the United States. Oh, hey.
Sky's the limit. Since there's no further business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn the Chicago Transit Board meeting of July 8th, 2026?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Director Diego Johnson, seconded by Director Ortiz, that the meeting of July 8th, 2026 of the Chicago Transit Authority Board of Directors be adjourned. We'll take a roll call vote. Director Ortiz.
Yes.
Chairman Barclay.
Yes.
Director Jakes.
Yes.
Director Diego Johnson.
Yes.
Director Eady.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passes.